When will Ipswich Town ever beat them? Certainly not happening today. Ipswich Town 2, Norwich City 2. 14 years unbeaten. The East Anglian derby undefeated streak continues. A good game, actually. Really, in a quite sadistic way, enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better East Anglian derbies of recent times. I think we all predicted goals. Plenty of Ipswich Town's home games this season have featured plenty of goals. We know what Norwich City are like defensively. So I think we got that part right. And all of the other stuff just kind of descended around it. This man, Johnny Rowe, goodness me, he had a very good go today. Wrote himself into the Norwich City history books with two fantastic goals in his first ever East Anglian derby. Absolutely buzzing for Johnny Rowe. Look, talked a good game during the week, and he's the type of player that will back up his words, and boy did he do that today, silencing, shushing the Ipswich fans at Portman Road. It was very much his playground today, and he had a very fun time playing in it. Look, Ipswich were the better team. It's as simple as that, and we know what Ipswich are about, and I think Kieran McKenna is going to the very top. There's some talented footballers in that side, but more than anything, it's just an incredibly well-drilled, well-oiled machine, and Norwich, if they were going to get anything out of today, they were going to have to find a bit of quality and really dig deep, and that's exactly what they did. I'm mightily proud of those players out there today. Look, it wasn't perfect. We huffed and we puffed and we rode our luck for a little bit of that. But look, we deserve luck. We've had certain games this season that haven't gone our way. And not picked up the points that we've maybe deserved in certain games. Ipswich will certainly be the more disappointed of the two. And look, they're still going very well. I think they've got enough breathing space now to feel confident that they'll go up. And fair play if they do, because you know it's a squad that's fresh from promotion from League One. But they just look a very well-oiled machine, as I said. But Norwich, found a way through, and they did have chances. The first half an hour was deeply concerning. Ipswich were cutting through us at will. I thought Sam McCallum really struggled to kind of get up to match pace. He hasn't played for so long. To be thrown in up against Wes Burns was always going to be difficult in an East Anglian derby after a hamstring injury to Dimi Anulis this week. So that was unfortunate, and I thought that was our weak link in the first half. Broadhead had a couple of really good chances that he probably should have scored. I think Wes Burns had a chance, and they did eventually get the goal, not dealing with a second ball. McCallum slightly weak. Duffy kind of slightly out of position. I wouldn't say it was anyone's fault in particular. It was just sloppy. And at that moment, you're thinking, oh God, this could really get messy now. This could unravel. And, Portman Road was bouncing. You just felt as if it was predictable, and we kind of knew the route of travel, and it wasn't a nice one from there on. 5 minutes kind of pass, and Norwich just about get a foothold in the game, and up pops Johnny Rowe. It was a wonderful cross in from the left side. I think it was from McCallum. He just about misses the diving header. Stacey does really well to find a cross back into the box. Rowe attempts an overhead kick. That's then blocked. And then he manages to sort of get up on his feet and almost lob the goalkeeper. It was a beautiful goal. And at that point then, no one expected it. No one saw it coming. It was against the run of play, but it gave Norwich a foundation. It gave them something to cling on to and play for. And that was such a crucial goal at such a crucial time. I think if we could have quite easily gone into the half-time break 3-4-0 down, and that's no exaggeration, and actually going in at 1-1, David Wagner's team talk would have been one of, look, we've rode our luck a little bit here, but we found something, and we've dug in deep, and we've shown character, and he would have been delighted with that. Second half, Norwich were bright, and I thought, one of the big criticisms of David Wagner this season from myself has been we've always looked so sluggish out of the blocks, particularly in the second half, and maybe a bit slow to make substitutes. It wasn't that today, and Wagner clearly got them up for it. And again, Rowe pops up, 49th minute. Goalkeeper should definitely be doing better. I think it takes a slight deflection through. There were certainly question marks around some of the refereeing decisions today. I quite like that it was quite a relaxed approach from the referee, not too many cards, let some incidents go that other referees would have blown up on. Maybe I'm biased because plenty of those decisions went in favour of Norwich, but I enjoyed the refereeing performance today. Ashley Barnes, was he interfering with play? Probably slightly offside. If it's VAR, it's probably getting ruled out. But at that moment, you're thinking, goodness me, if we rock up to Portman Road and beat them, I mean, this is proper miracle stuff. Again, Johnny Rowe, he had a go. If you want the t-shirt, by the way, you need to order them before Sunday, tomorrow, if you want them in time for Christmas. Lovely little Christmas presents. All profits go back into the channel. Thanks very much for that. And you're just walking on cloud nine at this point. Absolutely delighted for Johnny Rowe, and he's been marvellous this season. We look so much better with him in the side. And then Wes Burns pops up. It was Ashley Barnes that gave the ball away. It was a nice shot. Unlucky for McCallum that it went through his legs. Angus Gunn could do nothing. You've still got 35 plus minutes left of the game. And I'm just thinking, we are going to do really well to get out of this with a point. And I think I would have definitely taken a point at that stage. And we went uber defensive, and Johnny Rowe came off. I think he was puffing hard, and Hernandez came on, which actually I thought gave us a little bit of an option and an outlet when we were defending. So many times he sort of just bombed it down that right side and enabled us to kind of have a bit of breathing space. So yeah, I think there will be disappointment that Rowe was taken off on a hat-trick, but for me, I could see why it happened. Really, really impressed with Borja Sainz today, who I thought looked leggy towards the end of the midweek game against Sheffield Wednesday, but was brilliant, and I think a real talent on the ball, and someone we should be really excited for. Adam Eder run the channels well. I thought particularly first half his performance was good. Nobody really kind of disappointed me today. Ashley Barnes was an interesting one. Look, he looked absolutely shattered by the end of it. A mistake for the Burns goal, a little bit of a sluggish performance, but I think the type of player you want in a derby to just set the tone. He absolutely clattered into the Ipswich goalkeeper early on, and I think that set a nice tone for the players. And just look, the performance level wasn't great from Barnes, but I think having him on the pitch is a net benefit for Norwich City. Look, I'm excited about this. I'm really excited because I fully expected us to go there and lose, and I just wanted us to go out there and show something and show some belief. And look, I've been incredibly critical, as most have, around David Wagner this season, and I think rightly so. We haven't been good enough. And look, today's performance again wasn't great, but the pleasing thing is the players are very much behind him and what he's about. They clearly like him. They're certainly still playing for him. And there's clearly a very good spirit in that dressing room, and that can carry you, and that did carry us today. We certainly couldn't rely on tactically outclassing them and being the better side, but we dug deep and we found the way through, and that's really pleasing, particularly in a game like this. And in a season that has been so disappointing and offered so little, these are the little moments you can cling on to. We will remember those Johnny Rowe goals for the rest of time. Those fans, old and young, at Portman Road will have that moment forever. I will remember exactly what I was doing for that Johnny Rowe first and second goal, and they are the moments. And look, Ipswich, I did giggle at the end when the Sky Sports commentator said Ipswich Town remain in Norwich City's shadow, and I get it, and it's funny, and they do in terms of an East Anglian derby, but they are sort of 20 points ahead of us, and you can see why. They are a far better outfit than us, and that's been my biggest frustration with this Norwich side this season, is that there is talent in this side. There is quality. I mean, I looked at the way that Gabby Sarah was moving the ball today, and Science and Johnny Rowe. Like there are players in there, and you just feel, we could be doing so much more if we were just slightly more cohesive and had a bit more of an identity. But look, our form is can't be grumbled at the moment. Unbeaten in 4. I think that's 4 wins in the last 6, in the last 7, a couple of draws and 1 defeat away at Watford. Like that's not bad. We're up to 9th, a couple of points off the playoffs. I think we're still some way short of quality, but for today, I'm just going to be delighted that this unbeaten run continues. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the game. It was one of those nail biters. It was one of those that, something was properly on the line, and it got the emotion stirring. And I haven't felt that for a little while watching Norwich. It's all felt a little bit meaningless and pointless, but seeing those fans and players unite at the end with the 14 years chant, I just thought, this is what it's all about. This is what football is all about. And the Ipswich fans, I'm sure, will be rallying, ready to type their comments of, you're celebrating a 2-2 draw. Yeah, we are, because, it's funny. It's funny that Ipswich Town still can't beat us. This is their best outfit of probably the last 15 years, and arguably this is probably one of our worst, and yet they still can't get the job done. That's amusing. I'm going to take great joy and pride in that. Huddersfield up next at home. You'd expect a win there, and then you've really set yourself something going into a really busy festive period where it does get a little bit more difficult. But my overarching feeling today is just one of proud. I feel really proud of those players, each and every one of them who dug deep to give something to the fans, and they will be remembered for that. It could have been quite easy going 1-0 down to just damage limitation, backs against the wall, just try and stop this from becoming embarrassing, which it could quite easily have done, but that didn't happen, and they rallied and they found something, and they were there for each other. And shout out to Kenny McLean, who has dipped into that centre-back role and just done brilliantly. 200th appearance for Norwich City today. He has always had the best intentions for this football club at heart. Has always, been just completely selfless in his duty for this football club. So shout out to him. Rowe, brilliant. Ida ran the channel really well. I thought Sarah was just majestic and just orchestrated that game. There was so much chat of Sam Morsey coming into this, and look, he's a fantastic player, not taking anything away from that, but Gabby Sarah is as good as it gets in this division. He was playing far deeper than he would have probably liked today, but just mopped things up, controlled the tempo, found passes, cut out crosses. He was just everywhere, and such an important role for him today. And actually, a shout out to Sam McCallum, I thought struggled in the first half, and was off it, was way off it. But actually, if you look at the full 85 minutes or whatever he was on the pitch, dealt well up against Hutchinson, who came on, against Burns, who ran him ragged, and I think he can be proud of his performance as well today. So look, nothing's fixed and nothing particularly changes from a performance point, but today we can rest easy knowing that the unbeaten run has not been broken yet. It continues, and Norwich City are, at least at the moment, on a slight upward trajectory. It couldn't have gone any worse than what the position we were in. So feeling happy, and really pleased for those players out there today, and all of the fans that travelled to Suffolk. Reminder, Johnny Rowe Let's Have a Go t-shirts, they're on sale at the moment. If you want them for a Christmas present, make sure to order them by Sunday. That is the last date to guarantee Christmas delivery. And breathe. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.